projections about economic growth for 2017. We've had the IMF, we have the federal government. Notice that everything revolves between 0.6 and 3%. I mean, going by federal government prediction. Now, we just heard the NESG forecast a 0.6% growth for the economy. Do you share this optimism?
So before you respond, just look straight to the camera.
Well, every Nigerian ought to be optimistic about anything that relates to growth and relates to recovery for Nigeria. Like we said, recovery of the Nigerian economy is inevitable. It's a natural progression that would occur. What we're really concerned about is what level of growth, when do we have the growth, and how sustainable the growth will be. I think that there's a coalition of opinion that says, look, Nigeria will recover anything between 0.6 to 1%. What we just learned today is that even at 1%, it is far lower than the rate of growth of the population, far lower than the rate of growth required to keep the country running as a 2015-2014 basis point. So what we're really talking about is that we will stop the rot, which is what the consensus is. How do we move from there? Requires a different discussion. And so maybe perhaps what the government would intend to do with their February announcement on the recovery plan may lay the template for us to query or interrogate the basis of growth, the basis upon which we are expecting things to move forward. Like we said, Nigeria will recover from the recession. We do nothing. But the main question again, which you also learned here, is that how do we fund this recovery? How do we fund this growth? The government has been trying to raise money. It's been a bit of a challenge, and the challenge are clear. With your FX regime and your high interest rate, which makes your cost of borrowing very expensive, it will be a real issue for you to get there. Now, the reality, which is the truth about the government, so maybe it hasn't come out in terms of the narrative, is that government cannot provide the funding to engineer the growth in this economy. It must come from the private sector. In what form, in what shape, and in what structure is what we're seemingly hoping to see in form. That's why the question about, can we see a plan with a balance sheet, with numbers, with projections, so people can make up their numbers and see how investments can come into the country. So it's not, I think we should elevate the conversation from just about would Nigeria recover. Recessions come and go. People recover from it. But if you do not see it as an opportunity for you to recalibrate your economy, and rather than say we're waiting for oil, at the best possible scenario, we resolve the Niger Delta conflict. We have about 2 million barrels. At the best possible scenario, you have about $60 to $65 per barrel. Does that solve Nigeria's problem? No. The structural problems are still going to be there. And for us, it's the real challenge is, what are we hoping? So we're really hoping with a good sense of expectation to see some coherence. Like I said, in all the policy work frameworks that are available to the government to say, okay, here is where we're going to go. Here is the signal in effect, which government is saying in terms of confidence, in terms of people who want to come in and invest in those critical sectors of the economy that drive the gross domestic product. Don't forget, the big elephant in the room is the population of Nigeria. Every time you benchmark this country against anybody on the top side of it, you should look at the common denominator, which is it. Like we said, the 7.3 trillion budget of Nigeria, which is about $23 billion, is effectively about $80 per every person in the country. Now, we have not done anything. The population is still growing in this country. You expect it to grow by as much as 2.3, 2.5%. If population is growing at that rate, that is the minimum rate at which we can achieve growth in the economy. And all projections so far is not showing any basis to see that growth. So I think that is the central question.
Thanks for taking to us.